Good morning and welcome to the February 18th session. This month's flying by, right? Before we start, we always open with a prayer, and today we have Pastor Brandon Little from Landmark Baptist Church. Thank you.
Please join me in prayer. Father, we're grateful for each and every person who labors in this office of our commissioners. Their work on behalf of Clermont County citizens is important, it's vital, and it's greatly appreciated. Please bless them, protect them, and empower them with your wisdom to make decisions that are just and fair to all concerned. Thank you, Lord, for these public meetings where proper transparency can occur, where the rationale for decisions can be clearly articulated, and where our concerns can be heard without interruption. We're grateful for commissioners who listen well and factor in our various requests as they weigh difficult decisions and seek to govern in ways that enable the flourishing and the well-being of every current and future resident. Proverbs says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is insight." Therefore, we acknowledge that wisdom ultimately comes from our Creator, to whom each of us, especially as leaders, will one day give account. May the weight of that inevitable reality inspire us all to be better creatures who care for each other the way that we should. And we pray these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Commissioner Corcoran, would you like to lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the agenda is the approval of the regular session minutes of February the 11th. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Next is item C, public participation. Do we have anyone that would like to speak today? Name and address, please. Well,
Pierce Township.
I'm sorry, I interrupted. I'm sorry. I have to,
It is not public participation.
it is, I have to read a little statement that I forgot to do.
All right.
During this time, the board does not answer questions nor engage in a debate. The commissioners are not expected to comment on matters brought to the board during this time, but we can if we so choose. Each speaker shall only speak once and shall be recognized by the board, which you have been, and you have 5 minutes, and I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Jane Holzers, Pierce Township. I'm here to speak on the sheriff's contract with ICE that this board approved. It's easy in this mostly lily-white environment of Clermont County to feel insulated from the actions of ICE. They're often brutal and sometimes unconstitutional. But I'd like to share how this affects me personally, because I think it affects a lot of people in Clermont County personally. My youngest daughter lives in Texas. She has 3 beautiful boys, 7-year-old twins and a 5-year-old, Henry, Sebastian, and Theo. Their father is 100% Hispanic Mexican. He is a U.S. citizen, born in Chicago, to parents who immigrated from Mexico years before he was born and became U.S. citizens years before he was born. He has a master's degree and a school counselor. He is brown-skinned and very Mexican-looking. Purely because of his appearance, he has started carrying paper copies of his birth certificate and his passport wherever he goes. This is what a U.S. citizen is having to do in the United States to feel safe. And even with that, he does not feel safe. My daughter, of course, being white, fair-haired, and American-looking, has no need to do this. One of my grandson's favorite things was to go with their dad to Home Depot every Saturday. That cannot happen anymore. If a brown-skinned, Hispanic-looking man is in the wrong place at the wrong time, he has a good chance of being swept up in an ICE raid. Hauled away, detained, details sorted out later, maybe days later. Can you imagine if those 3 little boys were with him? Where would they end up? If you have grandchildren, imagine your grandchildren being in that situation. My grandsons go to a school that's really very diverse. A lot of different nationalities, a lot of different ethnicities. My daughter's a speech therapist in that school. Attendance is down. The boys ask where their friends are. Why aren't they at school anymore? Did they all move away somewhere? We don't know. We know it's because their parents are afraid to bring them to school. But how do you explain that to tender-aged children without making them be fearful? Our children in this country should not be feeling that kind of fear. When they were here for Christmas, one of the twins was snuggling on the couch with me, like the best of times for Grandma. But then he said, Grandma Jane, there's something I'm afraid of. I saw a video of mean-looking men with masks and big guns. They broke a car window and they pulled a man out of the car. They pushed him on the ground and they stepped on him. And then they pushed him in a car and they took him away. And then tears. And he said, Grandma, that man they took looked just like Daddy. It broke my heart. How do I answer that? How do we all answer for these things that are going on? The best I could say was, Sebastian, there are some bad and scary and mean things going on in this country right now. But there are a lot of good people doing everything they can to make the scary things stop. And those good people are going to keep working until our country is good and kind and the meanness goes away. And I believe people will win. And Sebastian, you will not need to be afraid anymore. So my question to you on the board is this. We see you sitting stone-faced when we speak. When will you look at what you have done in approving this ICE contract, acknowledge the mistake, stand up and speak out? When will the 3 of you be brave enough to say, enough is enough? This has got to stop. It has got to stop.
Anyone else?
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Jen Mazzucchelli. I live in Union Township. I'm frustrated, similar to what Jane was talking about. I'm frustrated because, the minister who talked today, he spoke about wisdom and being responsive to the citizens and listening. And I watch you guys not listening. Commissioner Painter, you do not listen to anyone who speaks. You write, you do work, you do not listen. And then at the end, if you have some rebuttal to say, you dig into quote unquote GOP policies. And when you are elected based on partisan politics. That is a true statement. But once you get into office, you are nonpartisan. You are supposed to act on the best interest of the community. You are supposed to act on what the community wants. And I've got news. Recent polling says 53, because I know y'all are real big on Trump's agenda, his economic agenda, all of the things. 53% of the country disapprove of his immigration performance. Well, I thought I had a national statistic of his approval performance in general, but 49% of Ohioans disapprove, of Trump's performance. That's less than half. And it's split 49%, 49%. But please do not think, because the whole rhetoric is Clermont County is a Republican county. Donald Trump lost support in this county in 2024. So the majority of Clermont County residents do not agree with this agenda. And as far as ICE, okay, 39% of Americans polled approve of Trump's his handling of his job. That was first. 46% of Americans support abolishing ICE. 53% disapprove of his immigration performance. The fact is, ICE has been found time and time again to have been violating court orders. So we've heard, hey, we don't want immigrants in here with their rape and their murder and whatever. 74%, and this is a DHS statistic, 74% of those detained by ICE have no record. That includes American citizens who have been detained. 74%. 4% have been convicted of violent crimes. 4. So we talk about we're just going after the worst of the worst. 4%. Sheriff Stratton, I know that he believes that he is on the right side of things. I've also been told, oh, Clermont County's not going to end up like Butler County. I will tell you, you're in an ICE contract where county resources, county sheriffs have been deputized to serve as ICE agents. You can't tell the federal government what to do. If the federal government says those ICE agents have to do this thing, they have to do it. And they're coming for all of the cities. They're in Springfield, going after refugees, because apparently we don't acknowledge refugee status in this country anymore. It's disgraceful. And people have been coming week after week after week after week saying this is wrong. We want you to listen to us and at least take a vote. I asked you this back in July. Take a vote to find out what residents in Clermont County want. No. We're not going to change anything about ICE. You've dug in on that. Well, it's wrong. And if you continue to dig in on this, you will be on the wrong side of history. And given these statistics, your jobs will be at stake, because we do not want what is happening, because ICE right now is behaving like a fascist regime, a fascist, unaccountable police force. And that is not American. So a lot of people are very conflicted going into America 250, because this is not the America I grew up in, where we have masked, unaccountable police forces just grabbing people, shooting people for no reason, or because they got looked at wrong or talked to wrong. That's not what happens in this country. We have due process for everyone on this soil.
My name is Linda Connell. I'm a resident of Batavia Township, and I would like to speak to the commissioners. We deserve better than ICE. The contract needs to be nullified. We deserve better than this. I've been a resident of Clermont County for almost 40 years, and we deserve better than this.
Anyone else? Okay, we'll close public participation then. Moving on to item D, consent agenda. Board, you've had this in time to review. Do I have a motion to approve as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. Item E is non-consent. First, item 9, recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 030-26 to approve payment to vendors in the total amount of $2,874,357.08 as outlined in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated February 18th, 2026. BCC directed prepaid invoices report and the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on February 17, 2026, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants pursuant to and in compliance with Section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Item 10, Gary Bryant. Good morning, Gary.
A recommendation to authorize Bonnie Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, or in her absence, any other member of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute Amendment Number 1 to the Ohio Department of Youth Services Juvenile Court Grant Agreement and Funding Application between the Clermont County Board of Commissioners and the State of Ohio Department of Youth Services for and on behalf of the Clermont County Juvenile Court for the Reclaim Ohio Grant Subsidy Program and the Youth Services Grant Subsidy Program, previously ratified by the Board of Commissioners on June 11, 2025, to realign funds for fiscal year 26 for the biennial period of July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2027, which is a decrease of $116,685.96 for the revised overall total program cost of $1,337,670.20 for all other terms of the original agreement to remain in full force and effect.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 10. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, Gail?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Jesse.
Item number 11 is the recommendation to authorize Jessica Wiederhold, the Director of Clermont County Department of Public Safety Services, to submit the fiscal year 2027 Community Project Funding Grant application through Congressman Dave Taylor's office for the purpose of funding the Clermont County Department of Public Safety Services microwave and backhaul network for $4 million with no local match required, effective for the period of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th of 2027.
Actually, it's 4,500,000, right?
I'm sorry, 4,500,000. Yes, thank you.
Don't forget the 500. Do I have a motion to approve as read?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Number 12.
Item number 12 is the recommendation to execute the collective bargaining agreement between the County of Clermont, Ohio, in the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council, FOP, representing the Emergency Resource Technicians, bargaining unit employees of the Clermont County Department of Public Safety Services, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein, effective January 1 of 2026 through December 31st of 2028, and further to authorize the Human Resources Department to prepare and process munis personnel actions for the bargaining unit employees to adjust their rates of pay in compliance with Article 22 entitled Wages effective January 1, 2026.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 12. Do I have a motion to approve as read?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. 13.
Item number 13 is a recommendation to execute the collective bargaining agreement between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council, FOP, representing the Emergency Resource Supervisor bargaining unit employees of the Clermont County Department of Public Safety Services, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein, effective January 1 of 2026 through December 31st of 2028, and further to authorize the Human Resources Department to prepare and process munis personnel actions for the bargaining unit employees to adjust their rates of pay in compliance with Article 22 entitled Wages effective January 1 of 2026.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 13. Do I have a motion to approve as read?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thanks, Jesse. Morning, Lyle.
Good morning. Item 14 is a recommendation to acknowledge the Clermont County Engineers Office submission of a grant application to the Duke Energy Foundation out of Charlotte, North Carolina for $2,500 to be used towards the purchase of 4 mobile radios.
Do Board, we've had the reading of item number 14. Do I have a motion to
Make-
approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Number 15.
Item 15 is a recommendation to accept the contract between Clermont County and W.E. Smith Construction out of Blanchester, Ohio, relative to the 2022 landslides project. That's project number LS-08-23, located in various townships, as complete as of November 25th, 2024, and to authorize payment number 6, which is the final, and represents the release of retainage in the amount of $28,679.07 plus any accrued interest.
Board, we've had the reading of item number 15. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Item 16 is a recommendation to execute first agreements for resurfacing of township roads between the Board of County Commissioners and the Board of Township Trustees of Kate, Union, Williamsburg, Stone Lick, Pierce, Goshen, and Batavia Townships. And second, an agreement for the resurfacing of village roads with the Council of the Village of Williamsburg. This is for project number RS-01-26 relative to the 2026 road resurfacing program, under which the county will conduct a public bidding process for such improvements and repairs and resurfacing as described in Exhibits A for the township or village roads, and an estimated cost not to exceed the costs outlined below and to be paid to the county engineer by the Board of Township Trustees or the Council of the Village and in compliance with the terms and conditions. So this is for our annual paving program. We have several townships and a village that will be participating this year, and we hope to have the request to bid on the board's agenda in the next few weeks.
And if we can just make clear, the townships pay for this. They get a better price going through the engineer as a group.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 16. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you, Lyle.
Thank you. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Commissioners. How are you?
Doing good.
Item number 17 is a recommendation to authorize Bonnie J. Batchelor, President of the Board of County Commissioners, or in her absence, any other member of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute change order number 1 to the contract with Howell Contractors Incorporated, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on August 28th, 2024, for the White Oak Road Water Main Replacement Phase 1 Project 6401-60223, located in Pierce Township, which represents a decrease of $261,532.67 for a total adjusted contract price to date of $2,583,297.33, as well as a non-compensable extension of time of 61 calendar days for a revised contract completion date of July 21st, 2025 for additions, deletions, and/or modifications as defined.
We like decreases.
Yes, ma'am.
Board, we've had the reading of item number 17. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Number 18.
Item number 18 is a recommendation to accept the contract between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and Ford Development Corporation for the 9-mile Bradbury Transmission Main Phase 2 Project 6401-60178, located in Pierce Township, as complete as of August 8th, 2025, and to approve the application for payment number 7 final, which represents the release of retainage in the principal amount of $109,481.68, plus all accrued interest earned.
Thank you. Board, we've had the reading of item number 18. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have
Second.
a roll call, please?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you, Joel. Moving on to item F. At this time, do we have any additions to the agenda?
Yes, we do. We have one item, Commissioner. That is concerning
tip for CTC.
Okay, we need a motion then to add this to the agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Okay,
Morning, Commissioners.
good morning.
Recommendation to submit an amendment for facility construction funding and operating expenses to the Transportation Improvement Plan planning document for and on behalf of the Clermont Transportation Connection in and as it relates to the Federal Transit Administration Funds 5307 and Ohio Department of Transportation state allocated funds, and to approve the submission of the Transportation Improvement Plan planning document to the Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana Regional Council of Governments as it relates to the Urban Transit Program for fiscal year 2026.
Okay, Board, you've heard this reading. Do I have a motion?
I will make the motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
I will abstain, only because I'm a member of OKI. Okay, moving on. Item G, I'm requesting an executive session pursuant to Section 121.22G1 of the Ohio Revised Code to consider compensation of a public employee or more public employees. Do I have a motion to go into executive
Right.
session?
Prior to you doing that, if it would be okay, if it's all right by you, I would open this meeting up for a little bit about discussion about what we've heard. There
Absolutely.
seems to have been a lot of questions that haven't been answered and things that talked about. And I believe it was it Jane Pulsers? Is that correct? Jane, I totally understand. I have, 6 grandchildren. I understand your fears about that. What I want you to know is that as commissioners, we can't do anything about what happens in Texas or what happens in Minnesota and what happens globally across the United States of America. What we can do is we can do something about what happens here in Clermont County. What I would tell you here in Clermont County, our sheriff's department doesn't profile people. That is not what goes on here. They have 287G personnel that are actually trained in ICE, but they run the operation. They don't let ICE come in here and grab folks and pull them out of here. They have ICE stand down at locations, and they actually go in and talk to the people if they have some type of a criminal background or a holder, and they treat them with the utmost respect. They want to make sure that not only are their rights not violated, they don't want your rights to be violated either. I want you to know that it wouldn't be fair to me and it wouldn't be fair to you for you to leave here and think that I'm not going to use and cooperate with federal agencies. I am one, and I'm just one commissioner. I'm all for cooperation if it keeps Clermont County safer for you to raise your family and your grandchildren. So I want to make sure you know that. I'm not going to denounce that training contract. That's not in my purview. And I know you've heard as far as, people come to the dais and talking about the majority of people in Clermont County. I'm very in touch with that majority, with being a commissioner here. And I can tell you that there are very many more people in the majority that want to keep Clermont County safe. We've talked about other things there, as far as refugees. It's my turn at this point. Okay. Don't disrupt the meeting.
Dan.
Don't do it. I'll point at you again. I said, don't disrupt the meeting. Thank you. And we've heard all about refugees and we've heard about people from other countries and those kind of things. And I just wanted to make sure, this has happened in America before. I don't know if you remember, but at one time they were bringing a whole bunch of people in from Cuba into the United States. And there was only one state that refused federal assistance when it came to that. And in fact, a particular governor actually locked the federal government out of his state and used the National Guard to protect his borders. And that particular governor was a president of the United States. It was Bill Clinton that went on to become a governor. So keep in mind that states have certain rights, and this particular right, like Hamilton County, does not cooperate with ICE or federal agencies. That's how they choose it. We choose a different manner here in Clermont County. So I just want you to know that I would never be, a proponent of that kind of treatment ever. So thank you. Thanks for coming up.
But we have no reason to believe the same thing that happened in Minneapolis cannot happen in Clermont County.
It won't happen in Clermont County.
Can't assure
We don't know that.
Can't say that.
Agree to disagree.
We will agree to disagree. Thanks.
I have a point of correction. Sheriff Stratton.
You have not been called on by the president.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor to go into executive session. Do I? Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Are you ready to go in?
If you are, go ahead.
Okay, I'll make the motion to go in.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes, we shall return. We have returned from executive session. No decisions or actions was taken. At this time, I'll ask, do we have anything else? Any more add-ons or anything?
No, Commissioner.
Thank you. Moving on to item H, county staff elected official discussion. Ralph, it looks like you're the only one. You have anything?
Well, I think one thing is we're moving forward on Filliger Phase 2. It'll be released tomorrow. The legal notice will go in and we'll see how many bidders respond. We got 4 weeks. We'll see what we get. Also with the item today that was approved for CCT, we're moving forward on Filliger Phase 3. So we are making progress.
Good. Thank you for the update. Moving on, item I, member comments. Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Painter, anything?
Ralph, when you're talking about the Filliger process, obviously bids will come back in. Are you guys planning on having a walkthrough for that? Or
Yes,
do the
we will.
bidders have to attend a mandatory walkthrough?
No, it's not mandatory.
Okay. So you'll know a lot more after that and the whole process when you receive the bids?
Yes, sir.
Great, fantastic.
Commissioner Corcoran, anything?
No, nothing. Thank you.
Okay. If nothing else, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
Before we do that, talk about just for a second the initiative that's going on called Axe Tax Ohio. I don't know if you noticed, but recently there were some representatives outside of our building here who had signature sheets for you to sign to do away with property tax. And so a lot of people that were coming in obviously were here to pay their taxes. And so they would ask them, would you like to put your signature on here so you don't have to pay taxes? And they were being pretty successful, as far as people in there. But, one of the things that wasn't explained, I got to talk to one of the gentlemen. I asked what their proposal was for replacement of property tax. And their proposal was raising the sales tax in Clermont County 1%. And I asked him how he got that information. And he said that the coalition that he's a part of, they go and they have like a little rally before they come out and do that. And the gentleman that kind of comes down from Axe Tax gives them, that scenario of what it was. So I kind of explained to him that 1% wouldn't, fulfill the tax requirements from property tax. And I asked if they had a proposal, other than that. And he did not. And so he asked me if we had a proposal. And I said, well, that's being worked on by the state legislature, but, obviously it would have to be some combination of sales tax and income tax. And so I said, what is the thing that you want to do away with Axe Tax? And the sole responsibility there was not for you, if you have paid for your house, that a government agency shouldn't be able to take it because you did not pay property tax, because it should be yours. So I asked him, would you be willing to pay a income tax? And he said, well, yeah, that would seem like the thing to do there. And I asked him, do you realize what happens when people who run businesses don't pay their income tax? I said, well, they don't come and take your house, but they do put, that debt onto your business or onto your personal liability, And so it was really amazing to see that they don't have a go forward, except that, well, the legislation and the state will figure it out. And obviously there needs to be a different message sent, not a message of doom and gloom, just a message of what you need to do to take care of that. So I made some calls to CCAO, and they have a 2-page document on their website about that situation and some of the alternatives that can be used for that. So I just want to make sure you were aware. And, if someone asks, you can move them to that page so they can review it, take a look at it. And then there is a coalition that has been formed to provide information about that process and the other types of options that might be available. So just want to make sure you're aware.
You know,
That seems to
Commissioner,
be the number one issue.
I don't think any of us like having to pay this property tax each year when it comes due, but where do you think the monies are going to come from to provide you the services that you're accustomed to having? If you pick up a phone and call 911, you want to think that life squad is going to be there. Well, how do you think that's all funded? Your police are, all of your services that you're accustomed to, they just have not been explained that.
Well, I'm not sure that an explanation has been provided when it comes to levies. You know, it seems that the last election, there were many levies passed, you know, and that was really not expected, you know, with the current environment that we're in. And I'm not sure people really understand when they vote for a 5.4 mil levy that is going to be placed on their property tax assessment, you know?
Yep.
So obviously there's a lot more information that needs to be shared and, you know, a path forward that makes sense.
Thank you.
You bet.
Commissioner Corcoran, anything?
Nothing.
And I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pater,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you for attending.